If you're an autistic adult, you probably know that constant pressure to fit in. Well, in this explainer, we're going to dive into why finding a community is so crucial to dropping that pressure and finally being your authentic self.
Blend in to belong. You know, for a lot of autistic adults, this isn't just some saying. It's an unspoken rule that gets learned really early on. And it's the root of a behavior that can be both a survival tool and a really heavy burden: masking.
So, what exactly is masking? Well, think of it like this. It's that non-stop, conscious effort to hide your autistic traits. It's all about trying to appear normal just to get through a world that wasn't really built for you. And yeah, while it can feel totally necessary for survival, playing that part day in and day out, it takes a heavy toll.
Okay, so let's really dig into that. What is the cost of masking? We're not just talking about feeling a little tired. It has these deep, profound effects on your daily life and your mental health. And masking can look like so many different things, right? It might be something as subtle as forcing eye contact when it feels super uncomfortable, or as draining as constantly copying how other people act just to fit in. Every single one of these things is like hiding a little piece of yourself.
And all that constant performing, yeah, it leads directly to some really serious consequences. We're talking about things like autistic burnout, just complete social exhaustion, anxiety, depression, and this deep, confusing feeling of not knowing who you even are. I mean, when you spend all your energy pretending, it's no wonder you start to feel disconnected.
Wow, that quote really hits home, doesn't it? It perfectly captures that feeling of just losing yourself. So if masking is this damaging, the big question is, how do you even start to unmask? The answer isn't as simple as just deciding to be yourself all alone.
And that right there brings us to the absolute heart of what we're talking about today. See, unmasking isn't a solo mission. It takes safety, it takes understanding, and it takes connection. It takes a community.
Just look at the difference here. On one side, you've got that nasty inner voice that isolation feeds, telling you you're the only one, you're doing it wrong. But on the other side, a supportive community completely flips the script. It tells you your brain is okay, your experiences are valid, and most importantly, you are not alone. It's a total shift from just surviving to actually belonging.
Okay, so where can you actually find this kind of support? Let's look at a fantastic real-world example. It's a program called NeuroConnect, created by Upstate Carolina Autism Associates, and it was designed specifically to be that safe space for autistic adults.
And this is a question so many people ask, right? There are all these services for kids, but what happens when you're an adult? Many autistic individuals basically age out of any kind of structured support and are just left to figure out adulthood completely on their own. This program was built to fill that exact gap. And what's so great is how thoughtfully it's all structured. You see, a truly supportive community is way more than just a social club. It's about having these neurodiversity-affirming talks, connecting with peers who get it without any judgment, and getting real mental health support. The whole idea is to create a place where masking finally becomes optional, not a requirement.
Now, the cool thing is, you don't need a specific program to start applying these ideas. We can actually build our own unmasking toolkit with some really practical steps you can take on your own journey.
So, take a look at this. Does any of it feel familiar? Maybe a little too familiar? This is kind of like a checklist to help you see if finding a neurodivergent community might be right for you. If you're always exhausted after socializing, or you just want to find people who truly get you, then seeking out that connection is a really powerful next step. And look, getting started doesn't have to be this big, scary thing. The whole key is to take it slow, with really low-pressure steps. You can just show up to an event and just observe. That's it. There's no pressure to perform. Connection can and should happen on your own terms, when you're ready. All right, as we start to wrap this up, I want to leave you with a message that's at the core of all of this. You belong, exactly as you are. This, right here, this is the goal. Just think about what that feels like for a second. Building real, authentic friendships and connections without the exhausting performance, without the mask. That's the kind of freedom a real, supportive community can give you. And let's end with this one last, really powerful thought. Unmasking isn't about changing into some new person. It's about finally being in a place that feels safe enough to take off the armor piece by piece and reveal the person who was there all along. Thanks for exploring this with me.